Great day to you, dear learner! In this module, you will learn to employ analytical listening in problem solving. Listening is the first skill which will help you learn English and master the other macro skills such as viewing, speaking, reading, and writing. As you begin to acquire the ability to communicate by means of the language, it is important to develop your listening skills to equip you in responding to the spoken message or in solving a problem by using the clues from situations you have heard. May you perceive this material useful in the pursuit of not only growing and exploring the English language, but also in using such in your daily life. Start the fun and learning now. After going through this module, you are expected to recognize the problem in the material listened to, describe the clues from the material listened to solve the problem, and employ analytical listening in problem solving.
Good day, everyone. I am Teacher Raf. What is listening? Listen, to pay attention to sound, to hear something with thoughtful attention, give consideration, to be alert to catch unexpected sound. Let's have first a listening exercise. Sentence completion. Directions. Listen to the recording and complete the missing word or expression in the text below. Write your answer on a separate sheet of paper. Let's listen to the audio clip right after this. And now, let's have a listening exercise. Sentence completion. Directions. Listen to the recording and complete the missing word or expression in the text below. Write your answer on a separate sheet of paper.
The first expression is about everything. Everything under the sun. If you own a store that sold many different items, your advertisements could say, "You sell everything under the sun." This would not be exactly true, of course, but what would advertising be without some creative descriptions? Here is another example. Let's say you are talking with a friend you have not seen for a long time. The two of you could have a lot of catching up to do, so you talk about everything under the sun. Under the sun is an old expression, at least 3,000 years old. It means everywhere the sun shines. King Solomon of Israel used it in the Bible. He wrote that nothing under the sun is new. What has been will be again, he said, and what has been done will be done again. If there is nothing new under the sun, there is nothing new anywhere. New or old, few things can be hidden in the bright light of the sun.
The first expression is about everything under the sun. If you blank a store that sold many different blank, your advertisements could say you sell everything under the sun. This would not be blank true, of course. What would be advertising be without some creative descriptions? Here is blank example. Let's say you are talking with a friend you have not seen for a long time. The two of you could have a lot of blank to do, so you talk about everything under the sun. Under the sun is an old expression at least 3,000 years old. It means everywhere the sun blank. King Solomon of Israel used it in the Bible. He blanked that nothing under the sun is new. What has been will be again, he said, and what has not been done will be done blank. If there is nothing new under the sun, there is nothing new anywhere, new or old. Few things can be blank in the bright light of the sun.
For Activity 1 Mystery Game, you are instructed to listen attentively on the recording while looking closely at the picture. Let's hear then the audio clip.
The Zoo Job by Steve Schrott.
I hope there are no practical jokes today, Leonard.
Nah.
I don't know what you're up to, but I know that at least my new hat is safe. I know you would never repeat the same practical joke twice. I'll just see you around.
Roger met 3 student interns wearing name tags. The zoo manager asked him to show them around and figure out who would be the best employee for the summer. The zoo could only afford one of them. Roger was happy to do it as he knew the qualities that the zoo needed. They wanted someone who was knowledgeable, cooperative, and loved animals.
Hello, everyone. Today we are going to feed a couple of the animals, and the four of us will get to know one another. That way, I can tell who is most suited to the job.
I hope we're going to finish this fast. I have to go to a baseball game.
It'll take about an hour. What time's your game?
About 4.
Should be okay, unless we go into extra innings. You guys care what time we finish?
No, I don't have to give blood till 7, and I can do my volunteer work at the church after that.
What are you, some kind of saint?
Just trying to do my part.
How about you, Henry?
Everything is fine. Yeah,
The four of them left the building and headed toward the animal cages. The first cage housed the cockatoo.
This is Wally.
Roger opened a door beside the cage and led the students into a room with a small fridge. He asked Henry to open the fridge and remove a plate of cut fruit and some bird seed. Henry's hands shook and he accidentally dropped a bit of fruit on the ground. He turned all red.
I'm sorry. You're not going to yell at me, are you? I can't stand being yelled at.
No. Don't worry, Henry. I drop things too.
Henry nodded, then gave the plate to Roger. The students then followed Roger through the door into the feeding area. Cindy moved close to the large white bird.
Hi, Wally, what's up?
I can't believe you're talking to that bird. He doesn't know what you're saying.
For your information, cockatoos are very intelligent. I read they're as smart as a 3-year-old.
That's right. Very good, Cindy.
After the cockatoo had been fed, the three of them ambled over to the elephant cage.
This is Sally. Tom, can you take that big container of food from the fridge?
I'm not carrying that. It weighs a ton.
I'll do it. This is going to give me strong muscles for sure.
Henry reached inside the fridge to get the elephant's dessert, a cantaloupe, but it dropped onto the ground. As he picked it up, his body started to quiver.
I'm sorry. Please don't yell.
Don't worry so much, Henry. Everything is okay.
Cindy handed the food container to Roger, and Henry gave him the cantaloupe. Roger and the students then entered the elephant's feeding area.
I think elephants are the stupidest animals. They have that ridiculous trunk and a real dumb expression on their face.
Actually, they're very smart. They're the only animal that mourns when one of the other elephants dies.
Yes, you're right once again, Cindy. You must study a lot.
I love animals and like to know everything about them.
Once the elephants were fed, Roger and the three students walked over to the chimpanzee area.
This is Harriet and Charlie.
Then, Roger had Henry remove the plate of food from the fridge. This time, Henry didn't drop a thing.
Good work, Henry.
Thanks.
Roger was about to take the plate into the feeding area when he remembered his hat. He was worried that one of the chimps might take it. He didn't want to lose another hat, so he put it on the top of the fridge. Then, he took the plate from Henry and went into the feeding area with the students. Harriet had been swinging on a small trapeze in the cage. But when she spotted Roger, she raced over to him, still wearing his hat.
I bet she doesn't have a brain in her head.
You're wrong. Chimpanzees are the only animals that can make tools.
Tools? What does he do? Make a hammer?
No, they sharpen sticks so that they can get the ends out of the dirt and eat them.
That's disgusting.
Charlie looks so sad. I think he's upset that he doesn't have a hat like Harriet.
As soon as they exited the feeding area, Roger felt a tap on his shoulder. It was Leonard.
Hey, Len. Everyone, this is Leonard. He's another zookeeper.
Hi.
Hey, it's 3:30. Are we going to be finished soon?
Yeah, I think that's it for today.
Roger went to get the hat that he'd left on the fridge, but it wasn't there. Suddenly, he heard screams of laughter from Leonard and the students.
Oh no, another chimp got my hat. I'm not mad, but I want to know who had done it. Is it one of the students or Leonard? If it is Leonard, that is one thing. But if it is one of the kids, well, I don't want to hire someone who is another practical joker. One is enough. So, could you tell me who put my hat in the monkey cage?
After listening to the audio, what was the problem of Roger? Who among the characters in the recording intentionally gave Roger's hat? Can you help Roger solve the problem? Certainly, you can. Using your analytical listening helps you find the clues in solving the problem. When you listen critically and take note of the important details in spoken conversation, you get clues from the character's choice of words, intonation, and even vibe of the scenario, which reveals someone's emotional state, intention, and character. Listening to comprehend and evaluate a verbal message helps a listener accurately interprets the situation and arrives at a good conclusion. You will get to expose yourselves to various listening practices which require you to employ your analytical listening skills and become a critical listener as you go through this module.
So now, let's proceed to the discussion. What is analytical listening? Analytical listening is the ability and the capacity to properly analyze what is being said. It is a type of listening skill that focuses around the interpretation and meaning of the spoken message. It requires you to analyze how the message is delivered as well as how it's supposed to make you feel. When you are able to do this, you can evaluate the spoken discourse whether it is logical or reasonable, and whether to accept it or reject it. The word analytical is a descriptive word for one who is skilled in using analysis. It challenges one to make judgment based on the speaker's arguments. The accuracy, meaningfulness, and clarity of the message are factors to detect the possible gaps of the information. Moreover, it entails the use of critical thinking skills to be able to divide difficult questions into separate parts in order to arrive at a certain conclusion. In problem solving, analytical listening helps bring balance to a conversation and process information objectively. In conversing with others, feeling plays an important role. When the atmosphere of the conversation is good, chances are objectivity will disappear into the background. Being mindful of this allows you to balance your feeling and logical reasoning. Analytical listening sounds easier than it is. Analyzing the causes of a problem and seeing logical connections are better detected when you apply common listening techniques. Let us study the techniques of using analytical listening in problem solving. First is listen. Listen is actually hearing what other is saying. This means full concentration on other's story is needed, as well as the thorough sinking in of the information. Know, second is know the issue. Distinguishing the main problems from partial ones helps with which angle to focus in the collecting information. 3. Paraphrase. Restating the same information in mind using different words helps to more concisely reflect what the speaker said. Summarizing, for the fourth, identifying, connecting, and integrating key ideas and feelings to what the speaker said gives the listeners time to let the information sink in and understand what they just heard. Fifth, dig deeper. It is a process of getting down to the core. It is the stage where you make logical connections, detect the actual cause, and think of fitting solutions.
For the activity 2 house rules, you will listen to the spoken discourse between the landlady and the renter. Look closely at the picture, analyze the problem, and answer the activity that follows. Let's hear the audio clip.
The Landlady and the Renter by Ophelia O. Flojo. Well, it's a lovely room. Its size is just right for me.
Oh, yes. It's a good sized room and it's well furnished.
Yes, I can see that. Is there anything I should know?
Well, I don't allow the cat to go upstairs at all.
Oh, not at all?
Absolutely not. I don't like cats upstairs, and I don't allow people to smoke in the bedroom.
That's okay with me. I don't smoke anyway.
I don't allow people to stick up pictures on the wall with tape. You see, when you take the pictures down, the scotch tape or masking tape leaves marks on the wall.
Oh, I see. Can I use Temtex instead?
Oh, yes, something like that. But do not use big nails. They leave holes on the wall. Then, if you go out, please remember to close the window.
Right. I'll do that.
And there's a kettle for you to boil water in. Place it on the floor and not on the chest of drawers or cabinet.
I know. It will leave a mark, especially if it is hot. Is there anything else?
One last thing, please keep your room tidy. Hang your clothes and see to it that your books and papers should be on the table or shelf.
All right, Aling Luz. I'll try to remember all you told me.
What is the issue between the landlady and the renter based on the picture? Give at least 3 clues. Here is the rubric for Activity 2. You will be evaluated based on how you recall and synthesize the information and how you utilize your critical thinking, vocabulary, and such mechanics in writing. For the Activity 3 outside the box, after determining the issue between the landlady and the renter, create a dialogue that shows a solution to the said problem. Here is the rubric for Activity 3. You will be evaluated based on how you craft your sentence beginnings, sentence variation and formation, correct cops, word choice, and how is it easy to follow and understand. Let's now then proceed to the summary units called Lesson Tweet. Write what you have learned about employing analytical listening problem solving and post your tweet on a separate sheet. Let me be guided you with these 3 beginning phrases. Analytical listening is: it is helpful in problem solving because the steps to employ analytical skills are, and that is all for our summary.
For the assessment test 1, listen to the recording and answer the questions that follow. Here is the link.
Hey, you look really unhappy. What's going on?
You don't want to know.
Okay, see ya.
Wait. Why are you walking away?
Well, you said I didn't want to know.
No, wait. You see, my parents really don't love me.
What do you mean? When I met them last week, they seemed really caring.
You don't understand. You see, I want a new smartphone. I need one, and my parents won't buy me it.
Excuse me, but don't you already have an iPhone?
Yeah, but it's 3 months old, and it has a small scratch on it.
Where? Let me see.
Look.
I don't see a scratch.
Look right here.
That?
Do you see it?
It's just a speck of dust.
Anyway, and my other phone.
What? You have 2 phones?
That's beside the point.
So did your parents give you a reason for not buying you a new phone?
Not a good one. Only something about being self-reliant and not being so entitled or something like that. And now they want me to work on the neighbor's farm to pay for it.
Good idea.
It's not fair.
Hey, I think I know the problem. Take a look in the mirror. You'll see both the problem and the solution.
You're no help.
Number 1. The young man says he needs a new phone because letter A, he lost his previous one. Letter B, someone stole his last one. Letter C, his parents took his last one. And D, his phone was an older model. The answer is letter D. His phone was an older model. For number 2 question, how many phones does the young man already have? Letter A, 2, letter B, 5, letter C, 4, and D, 3. The answer is letter A, 2. For number 3 question, according to the conversation, What are the young man's parents like? Letter A, kind. Letter B, friendly. Letter C, generous. Letter D, thoughtful. The answer is letter A, kind. For number 4 question, what do his parents want their son to do to get a phone? Letter A, find a job and work to earn money. Letter B, take out money from his bank account. Letter C, ask his brother if he can use an old phone. And D, save from his allowance to buy a new model. The answer is letter A, find a job and work to earn money. For number 5 question, what is the best word to describe the young man's personality? Letter A, mean. Letter B, talkative. Letter C, responsible. And D, self-centered. The answer is letter D, self-centered. For the assessment test 2, listen to the recording and answer the questions that follow. Here is the link.
Dad, can I go to a movie with Sharon?
Yeah, sure. But wait, weren't you supposed to get a report card sometime this past week?
Well, yeah. Can I call you right now?
You didn't answer my question. Did you receive it or not?
I love you, Dad. You're the best.
Don't try to butter me up. I can guess that your answer means that you didn't do well in some of your classes.
Well, my English teacher's so boring, and he blows up every time someone talks.
In other words, you're not doing so well?
A C? Minus?
Oh, well, how are you doing in your Spanish class? You said you liked that one.
Well, I do, but I forgot to turn in a couple of assignments.
Oh.
And I had problems on the last tests. All those verbs tripped me up. I get them all mixed up in my head.
Okay, and what about algebra?
I'm acing that class. No sweat.
Oh.
Can I go now?
And how are you doing in history?
Oh, that's my favorite class. Mr. Jones is always passing out candy if you know the answers to his questions.
Great, now I have a bright daughter with tooth decay.
Oh, Dad, can I go now?
You can go if you answer my history question. How old am I?
55?
55? You just failed a math and history test at the same time.
Dad?
Well, okay, but you need to come straight home from the movie, and you need to practice your clarinet.
Oh, I forgot about that grade.
What?
Gotta run, Dad.
For number 6 question, the girl's teacher seems letter A, irritable, letter B, demanding, letter C, fascinating, and D, considerate. The answer is letter A, irritable. For number 7 question, what does the girl feel in her Spanish class? Letter A, the exams are quite confusing. Letter B, the activities are not interactive. Letter C, the assignments require too much time. And D, the teacher doesn't explain things well enough. The answer is letter A. The exams are quite confusing. For number 8 question, the girl in her algebra class is letter A, failing, letter B, doing average work, letter C, making improvement, and D, getting excellent grades. The answer is letter D, getting excellent grades. For number 9 question, the girl likes her history class because letter A, the tests are easy, letter B, there isn't any homework, letter C, there are many group works, and D, the teacher rewards students. The answer is letter D. The teacher rewards students. For number 10 question, what does the girl need to do after she comes home from the movie? Letter A. Read her history book. Letter B. Practice her instrument. Letter C. Study her Spanish lesson. And D. Finish her algebra homework. Letter B. Practice her instrument.
And now, let's proceed to the assignment. Using the excerpts of President Duterte's SONA, identify one problem that he mentioned in his speech. On your paper, write an essay about your identified problem or issue and your proposed solution to address it. And that's all for our class, Analytical Listening in Problem Solving. I hope you all learned something new. Thank you.